Netflix can't chill. The streaming service losing 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter and said it expects to lose another 2 million in the current quarter. Analysts were expecting that Netflix was going to add more than 2.5 million subscribers, 2.66 million in the current quarter, but it's going to lose that number almost. Netflix is blaming password sharing and competition, and the company is now planning to create a lower price version of its service that includes advertising after years of only offering its movies and television shows commercial free. Joe Concha, your reaction to all of this. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I think also, Dagan, this is also obviously the result of people going out to theaters again, out to restaurants again, and not having such a need to be entertained while being locked down during COVID. And the market obviously is way oversaturated at this point. I mean, Netflix used to have only a few competitors. Now it has many. And quite frankly, I can't remember the last time Netflix had that big hit, that House of Cards type of thing that everybody was talking about. Of course, we can't include CNN Plus in this conversation because reportedly that's going away very soon after debuting about 5 minutes ago after hundreds of millions of dollars was invested in that train wreck. So, yeah, overall, I think the streaming era is still alive and well, but as far as being that surefire investment, there's just too much water in the pool at this point.
Right, and I'll note that Netflix raised prices for its monthly plans for the first time since 2020 and lost 600,000 subscribers in the United States and Canada because of that. And if you don't step up with decent content, Joe, you can just jettison this service. People are being crushed by inflation, and this is the type of inflation that clearly hundreds of thousands of people will not tolerate. And I'll note, I mean, what did you get for the price increase here in the United States? You got Jupiter Ascending and Space Force. And I watch a lot of garbage, but I didn't even watch that.
That's the thing, right? Inflation, Charlie Gasparino says it best. He says inflation is theft. And at some point, people have to start making choices because it's not just inflation, but it's gas prices, right? So with people living paycheck to paycheck, suddenly they have to say, okay, well, our budget can't afford X, Y, and Z, and perhaps Netflix is the X and maybe Hulu is the Y, right? And Amazon streaming is the Z at this point. The luxuries that we could afford during COVID, well, now we got to spend money to go back out again, and this is the result, perhaps.
And you mentioned CNN Plus, so we have the newly merged Warner Brothers Discovery. That company is toting $58 billion in debt, and that is a shocking number. But Leo, how do you see it for these other streaming services, whether it's the Warner Brothers Discovery, or even does this hurt a Disney, or even an Apple, or an Amazon?
Well, I think there's a couple lessons to take away here. Good morning, Dagan. First, when you're in an investment environment where nothing can possibly go wrong and the future is going to be consistently higher, that doesn't always come true. And so as we come out of these stay-at-home stocks, I think there will be challenges with users turning on the TV as opposed to, as Joe said, going out and actually getting outdoors, taking their masks off and getting outdoors. But I don't think that streaming services are in danger. I think it's about content delivery. And one thing we know is that during COVID, Netflix wasn't making a lot of content. And it takes a while to catch back up again.
It does, but even the stuff that they've thrown out in recent weeks, I watched that Anatomy of a Scandal, and it's like a Lifetime movie with British accents. Like the end, the whole plot is stupid, and you get sucked into it, and you're like, this is really dumb, and am I an idiot for watching it and paying what I pay from Netflix? I'll just leave it at that. But this stock, just take a look at this stock pre-market trading. It is losing more than 1/4 of its value in pre-market trading. It was already down 42% year to date before this. That's how awful Netflix is performing, and that's what investors think of it. We'll be right back.